Off the top at 5, danger at the door. An emotional father speaking to CBS News Miami after his 14-year-old son is ambushed at home.
Somebody knocking on your door, you come, you open the door, snatch you out the house, and then they run in your house and then shoot people in your house. He was shot in the face. He was shot 2 in his leg, 2 in the thigh.
That young teen and a friend were both hurt in the shooting, and tonight police say they may be close to pressing charges. Good evening, I'm Lauren Pastrana.
And I'm Jim Barry. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench is your reporter live at the hospital where those teen victims are being treated tonight. Peter, what's the latest?
Well, Jim and Lauren, that father told us his son could have been killed. He says he is in critical but stable condition here at the hospital after being shot multiple times. He said he was staying at his mother's apartment with a 13-year-old friend who was also shot.
I'm outraged. I'm upset right quick.
Eddie Mills says he feels helpless after what happened to his 14-year-old son, Robert Mills, who was always talking about how much he liked music. Now the teen is in the hospital after being shot at this Opa-locka apartment complex.
He was shot in the face. He was shot 2 in his leg, 2 in the thigh.
Trauma alerts, 1 shot in the leg and the other 1 shot in the buttock and face.
It happened early Tuesday morning at the Sailboat Cove complex at Northwest 17th Avenue and 143rd Street.
Yeah, I heard it was ambush. That was it. Somebody just broke in the crib and shot up my son and his friends. They banged on the door, and when somebody opened the door, they snatched them out the house and then ran in.
A second teenager was also rushed to the hospital, and a third person was treated on the scene. Any idea why this might have happened?
Nah, it's just I want to say like a robbery gone bad. Like they just tried to break in the house and I guess they had some beef with whatever.
Opa-locka police say they detained several people.
That's a good point. You heard what the father said. I guess they had some beef with beefing with other kids. Kids are. This is what we call YNs. These YNs are deadly nowadays, or they always been deadly.
Tried to get away and recovered several weapons from a car that may be connected to this incident. They also took this gray Chevrolet away from the complex with crime scene tape on it. What would you like to say to people in the public if they know anything at all about this?
Man, just if you see something, say something. That's it. Just if you see something, say something, man. Y'all put the guns down, man, because people is really getting hurt around here behind these guns. And senseless murders and senseless shootings.
It's because, like I've said this plenty of times, because kids are afraid of taking ass whoopings. Or butt whoopings. I'm sorry, excuse my language. Try not to cuss too much. But they scared to fight with their hands. So they pick up guns. They get overly, they can't handle their emotions correctly. Or maybe they weren't taught to handle their emotions correctly. It's a crazy situation.
Eddie Mills tells us the other teenager was shot, was released from the hospital. Opa-locka police have not said why this happened or released any description of a shooter. If you can help, call them or Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers at 305-471-TIPS. We're live at Jackson Memorial Hospital. Peter Dench, CBS News, Miami.
It's a crazy situation. Let's go over to this next video and see if they tell us anything more.
Now at 6, a South Florida father desperate for answers after he says his teenage son was ambushed and shot several times inside an apartment complex in Opa-locka. Tonight, police say the boy was one of 2 teens struck by bullets. The pair flown to the hospital in critical condition. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench is your reporter at Jackson Memorial Hospital where the teens are being treated.
Eddie Mills told me his son has already had 1 surgery and right now is in critical but stable condition. He says his son was at his mother's apartment with a 13-year-old friend who was also shot.
He was shot in the face. He was shot 2 in his leg, 2 in the thigh, 1 right here.
Eddie Mills told me his 14-year-old son, Robert Mills, was fortunate he survived after being shot at this Opa-locka apartment complex.
I'm outraged. I'm upset right quick.
It happened early Tuesday morning at the Sailboat Cove complex at Northwest 17th Avenue and 143rd Street.
Trauma alerts, 1 shot in the leg and the other 1 shot in the buttock and face.
Mills said his son was caught off guard.
Yeah, I heard it was ambush. That was it. Somebody just broke in the crib and shot up my son and his friends. They banged on the door, and when somebody opened the door, they snatched them out the house and then ran in.
Police say a second teenager was also rushed to the hospital.
Okay, I believe we got the gist of this. Let's go over to this next video where they talk about the 4 kids arrested.
Thank you. We have an update today on 2 teens who were shot in a gated community in Opelika. 4 suspects are now in custody. The victims are still in the hospital. Local 10's Jackie Pascal. She is live outside Jackson Memorial Hospital. She's been covering this story from the beginning. Jackie.
Yeah, lots of updates this afternoon, Eric, especially from Opelika Police. We're going to start with those 14-year-old boys who are here at the hospital right now. They had to be airlifted here in critical condition yesterday. Some good news this afternoon. We are told from police that there are signs of improvement for them, which is great news, especially considering one of them was shot reportedly 6 times, including once in the face, according to the arrest warrant. Also, when they were getting some new information about what led up to this shooting, investigators say those teens were smoking weed in a townhome in that gated complex in Opelika that is called Mirage at Sailboat Cove. We're told that is when the suspects, while wearing masks, knocked on the door and started shooting inside. Well, now 4 suspects have been arrested. Police say that's all who they are looking for, and they are hoping to provide a swift resolution for those residents.
My son woke up, he said, "Ma, I hear gunshots." And it was like, dum, 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 dum.
4 suspects now behind bars for a barrage of bullets Tuesday morning in this Opelika gated community.
Hold on. They were 14? Said it was, because didn't the father say they was at the mama house? So they was smoking weed at the mama house when 4 of the teens broke into the house?
For 2 13-year-old male victims, this is also good information.
Officers say they found 2 14-year-old boys shot when they arrived at the townhome on Northwest 142nd Lane, airlifting them to Ryder Trauma Center in critical condition. Officers detained several people on scene, including the driver of this Chevy Impala, who they say was trying to speed away. Investigators reportedly found multiple firearms inside. That driver is 20-year-old Jonathan Allen Hodges, according to police, charged with accessory after the fact as well as criminal solicitation. 2 of the suspects are minors. No mugshots, but we have learned they are 16-year-old Nasir Rowan and 17-year-old Bruce Jackson. Finally, 19-year-old Santana Britton is facing several charges, including attempted first-degree murder with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, and contributing to the delinquency of a child.
There's no probable cause for any of these charges.
Although the judge questioned his involvement in bond court Wednesday morning, Britton, visibly upset, he is now set for an afternoon hearing where an officer will testify to his alleged role in the shooting.
I felt scared, my son felt scared, and he lived literally downstairs in the downstairs room. And we right literally next door.
Still, neighbors say they are worried this violence will continue.
I still want to know who got shot, and, I hope they are okay.
And signs of improvement this afternoon for those 2 teenage boys who are in the hospital still. Their names, of course, will not be released. We're also working to get more information on those bond court hearings. We know both of them, at least for those 2 suspects that I named there, Hodges and Britton, those have been delayed until this afternoon. So stay with us here on air and online for the latest coverage on what comes out of those. And of course, hoping for more updates here from the hospital and from police in this investigation. That is the
Absolutely crazy situation. Tell me your thoughts, y'all. But let's go over into this AI breakdown to see if we can learn anything else about this whole situation. So, as we know, on Tuesday, January 20th, 2 14-year-old boys were ambushed and shot at a home at the gated community in Opelika, Miami. So the ambush happened around 2:30 a.m. Masked gunmen reportedly knocked on the door of the townhome. When the door was opened, the suspects forced their way inside, snatched the teens out of the home, and opened fire in the front yard. So one teen was shot in the face, leg, and thigh. The other was struck in the leg and buttocks. Both were airlifted to Jackson Memorial Hospital in critical condition. So as of today, one victim has been released from the hospital while the other remains hospitalized, but showing signs of improvements. So we got the police arrested 4 individuals in connection with the shooting. 2 suspects appeared in bond court, were identified by the news reporter. And then we got the officer detained several people attempting to flee the scene and recover multiple weapons from the vehicle. So while the investigation is ongoing, a witness suggested that there may have been some kind of prior dispute or beef involved. So what were the ages of the 4 individuals? So we know that the ambush, as of January 21st, so as of today, the full names and specific ages of all 4 suspects have not been released. 2 suspects were identified by names as, I'm not even going to try to say the name. All 4 individuals were taken into custody after being detained while attempting to flee the scene. Multiple weapons were recovered from the vehicle and a light green or gray sedan associated with the arrest. So the suspects are facing several felony charges, including for the brazen attack, attempted first-degree murder, and armed home invasion / burglary based on the witness account that masked gunmen forced their way into the town hall and snatched the victims. So it looks like, I don't know if it hasn't been confirmed, but remember they gave us some ages before, saying that they were at least 16 going all the way up to 21. I wonder what was happening. It doesn't sound like a random attack to me. Sounds like they knew who they was looking for. For some reason, they were going after these 2 young boys. Sounds like, I don't know if they were something to do with because they mentioned they were smoking weed in the room. I don't know why that was important, but it is a little crazy to think about. They was within the mother's home. But it's a crazy situation. It just goes to show you the young kids are getting younger and younger while committing some of the heinous and deadly crimes. It all comes. It's a tragic situation. Hopefully, we find out more details about this whole attack, why they were attacked, if they were targeted, if it was just some kind of street beef. What is happening? It makes you worried to have kids out here. But let me know your thoughts on that whole situation, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. The world is a crazy place. Look after your family.